Welcome to January the 7th, is what my board says at least. 2019. We are starting geometry. We have just talked a little bit about the math workshop and started a little bit about the calculator. Yes, the kids can have calculators. Whoop, whoop. You want to try to get this calculator. And the main reason is that not only Miss Donna who uses it, but the whole city of Alabaster. You will get to use it till probably 10th grade. Some of you till you're a senior. So if you can get this one, it just will help you. Okay. The first thing we're going to talk about, we are going to write down the 4 formulas that we need to know by Friday. Friday we're having, I'm going to write this all down for you right now. Okay, Friday. It is the 11th, I think. Okay. We're having a 20-point quiz. It'll be kind of like our first, I guess you say deep grade, I guess, even though it's only 20 points. And it is just going to be listing the formulas, okay? Such as the first one. And these are formulas for area. And all a formula is, the best way I can explain it is it's almost like a little math problem that you memorize and it helps you get to the answer. But each shape has a different formula. F-O-R-M. Okay. So the first shape is something we should kind of already know. It is the rectangle. And the shape looks like that. we already know this part. Okay, and the formula is, there's 2 different ones. You can either memorize that area equals length times width. That is an L. Because once again, if we made it look like a lowercase L, it would look like a 1, right? Yeah, no. Keep it lowercase. Or this is the more, I would use this formula, which is area equals base times height. And here is why. It's the same formula for a parallelogram. Okay? Your base is what it's built on, or your length, like that is that side. And then this side is either the height or the width, whichever way you want to say it. Yes, personally, you will see me use this one all the time because it's the same for a parallelogram, okay? But I know in the book they do that. So that's why I'm kind of giving you both. Okay. So now, our next one for another easy 5 points on Friday is the parallelogram. And to me, a parallelogram is a rectangle that has just been kind of shoved over on its side. It's got 2 parallel sides, and then the opposite are parallel. Okay? So it's just it's a rectangle that's been like, poof, just kind of pushed over. Okay? Honestly, this is the formula. Area equals base times height. That's why I said I would just remember, it's just easier. This is your base. Your height is going to kind of be a dotted line with a little 90 degrees somewhere. That's going to be your height. It might be out here. It's how far apart the 2 parallel sides are. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll be honest, today we're doing like rectangle and parallelogram. Then tomorrow triangle, and the next day trapezoid, but I didn't want to wait till Thursday to give you the formulas. So that's why I'm kind of doing it today. That way you can study every day. Okay, so going on down, the next one is a triangle. Not too bad. because it uses part of the same formula, base times height, yay, but it is divided by 2. Okay, this is kind of hard to explain, but the base of the triangle, the B for base, is still down here. You're going to see the height be like this dotted line with a little 90 degree, okay? But the reason a triangle is divided by 2, and you don't have to draw these, I'm just going to draw them so you can see them in the video, and we'll talk more about this, but all triangles are half of a rectangle. That's why it's divided by 2. Or even if it is a square, which that's not real good, but if I color this in, to be honest, that should fold down and that should fold down to be the other half of it. So we'll talk about when we do that that formula, you know, it's divided by 2 because it's half of a rectangle. Still base and height divided by 2. Okay, the last one, the weirdest one of all, is a trapezoid. Okay. Luckily, these are all the area formulas for 6th grade. Next year, they add things like cones and circles and all that good stuff. Okay. A trapezoid can be two different, the way that they draw them at least, they kind of look 2 different ways. One is usually drawn like that, where this and that are parallel. What they are called is base 1 and base 2. I can't fit it there. They're both bases. It's got 2 bases. Okay? And then inside it, somewhere, there is a little dotted line and a height. And the formula is, it's kind of weird, it's base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. I know, this is the humdinger. This is the one at 6th grade really, like, this is the good challenge. And later this week, I will teach you all about it. All about it, I promise. If your trapezoid looked like this, and we'll talk more about this, if I could draw it right. Okay, these 2 are my parallel sides. Do y'all see how these 2 are parallel? That one and that one. So this would be my base 1 and base 2. And then my height would be over there. But we'll see all kinds of trapezoids later this week, okay? Listen, it's basically 5 points each. I give you a picture of a triangle, and I give you the picture of the triangle, and you put A equals B times H divided by 2. And then I give you a rectangle, and you put A equals B times H, or L times W. It's an easy quiz. What happens is, on triangle, kids forget to divide by 2. And sometimes we just get that one mixed up. But you've got all week to memorize. Okay? I should be able to look at you and go, parallelogram, and you tell me. Okay? So, is that good? If you lose this, I'll be honest, it's on the board over there in case you need it this week. I'll probably even send a picture of it out on Remind if I can remember, okay? So, quick, easy quiz Friday. Everybody got it? Okay, so finally, let's start some math. Ha ha. We are going to start the notes. Whoops. Let me find my sheet. Get everybody else one with me. You tell everybody's hitting their sleepy wall. Everybody's starting to yawn. I promise, plug through it. Thank you, thank you. We're all doing it. Here we go. Uh-huh.
Somehow you're always the one who's most awake. What type of coffee do you use?
Well, yes, there's a lot of coffee involved, I won't lie. Well, I'm just trying to keep y'all's attention. But I can't do a cartwheel. So, like, I'd land on the floor if I tried to do a cartwheel. So, just lots of coffee. Just kidding.
You like add any specific flavors to it,
Oh, hazelnut. I'm a hazelnut creamer girl.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Addicted. There's more hazelnut creamer than there is coffee, to be honest. Okay, so I think I gave this to you already. This is the note sheet from today, for today. Okay. These are kind of nice. It's going to lay it out for each day. This starting today is area of a parallelogram. Okay, everybody got it? Just making sure I didn't skip anybody. Okay, so first off, the formula, I know we already talked about it, but fill it in. The formula for a parallelogram is area equals base times height. Okay, B is for base, and H is for height. And I kind of already talked about this, but the height is always going to be at a right angle. Usually you see the dotted line and then the little right angle symbol. Okay, that's how you know it's the height. If you don't see that right angle symbol or that dotted line, listen, you might not be looking at the height. Hint, hint. Okay. Now, starting out with number 1. These kind of go back, these examples, this first one kind of goes back to 5th grade material. Because they didn't give you numbers. But what they're hoping is you can count the boxes. Not all of them, just specific ones, okay? So I want you to look at this one. We first need to see that it is the shape of a parallelogram. What I would do first is you always write the formula. Parallelogram is base times height. You always write the formula. Because if it's a triangle, it's going to be a different formula. Okay. Now, we're trying to find the area. So we need a base and a height. Okay, we know the base is kind of what it's built on. It's that bottom line. Okay. Look across the bottom of this thing. Right here. Here's the way you do this with these cute little squares. Look up here. You're not going to know where to count. Look. Okay. You count the number of squares going across. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you see how it stops right there? Okay, so it's going to be 7 for the base. And then the height is 1, 2, 3. So do you see how I found the two numbers by counting the cute little boxes? And then you already know the math. 7 times 3? 21. Now, for this one, when you write 21, we don't know the units. So write units, and area is always squared. Just like the tiles on the floor, area covers tons of space. So it's chunks of space. Does that help a little bit? The tiles on the floor are feet squared because it's a foot by a foot, 12 inches by 12 inches. But it doesn't just cover like one straight little 12-inch line like a ruler. It covers a chunk of space. Okay? Does that help a little bit? Okay. So does everybody see how I got the first one? Now, can you do it on your calculator? 7 times 3 equal 21. The only reason I'm asking that is I need you to make sure that you see the times button. And that when you key it in, I don't want you to be in shock later, that it looks what I call like an asterisk, not a flower, but a snowflake. Listen, this is why I need you to practice with your calculator so that you can see like what it's going to look like. You don't want to get home and go, ooh, did I do this right? Okay? So, does everybody get on that one with a whole number? Okay, let's go to the next one, number 2. Okay, this time they're working with some decimals. Not a big deal. We've done decimals before. I'm going to have to bring it down a little bit. Now, this is a parallelogram again, so I write the formula. Every time you write the formula, smile, smile. Okay, my base this time is 59.3. And my height is 24.9. Does everybody see how I wrote it? Someone asked me earlier, do we have to show our work? Yes. That is showing your work. What I just did right there is showing what two numbers you worked with. Because sometimes they'll put a tricker number in there. Okay? Now, put it in your calculator. Let's make sure we can do a decimal in our calculator. Sounds silly, but some of us have never messed with these things before. Now, I've already heard whoa, which is was my expression the first class period today. I looked at that number and I thought, 1,400. Like, did I do that right? But listen, aren't we all getting the same answer? Yeah, here's the deal. If you're not sure, you need to do it again. Like, make sure you key it in and you get the same answer twice. Don't forget the decimal. Like, if it's over there, it has to be in the calculator. Here is my biggest thing, and I don't mind that I'm recording and I'm going to say this. You can't come to me and say the calculator gave me the wrong answer. You've got to know if it makes sense. That's the whole reason we did paper pencil for the first half of the year. If you're not sure if it makes sense, to be honest, you should be able to stack those numbers on top of each other and do paper pencil, even though it will take you a while. Okay? So, that's kind of why the world, does paper pencil first. So, I look at this, and I write it exactly like it says. Don't drop the decimal. Just be glad you got to use a calculator. Okay. Now, I write A equals for area equals that big long number, and I look back up here. It is meters squared. Area is always squared. Is everybody good with the decimal? Okay. Here we go. My favorite part. The fraction button. Oh, okay. The fraction button. Here's the part the parent may not know, unless they're used to this calculator. Okay? My first year, I had to learn this because when we were kids, we didn't have a fraction button. We could do like 7 times 9 and equal 63 and get that, but we couldn't do a whole fraction. Well, at least I couldn't. I don't know why. But anyway, there may have been a fancy calculator out there, but anyway, maybe not. I don't know. So look, here we go. First off, this is the same concept. It's still a parallelogram. You still write the formula. My base on this one is 9.5, and my height is 5 1/3. I'm using parentheses to show times. Multiply. You could put a dot if you want, but you'll just see me use parentheses all the time. Now, here we go. Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to clear out this cute little thing. Okay. Do you see, and I'm doing the best I can with trying to show y'all and do this at the same time. Do you see right here, there is an ABC button. And it's a big A and a little B and a C. Okay, it's like a fraction. It's like a mixed number. Like 2.5, right? Okay, so listen. Basically, you hit that button between every number in a fraction. So, this first one is 9 1/2, right? So watch what I do. I do 9, ABC1, ABC2, and then I do the times, 5 1/3. 5, ABC1, ABC3 equals. Oh. What does it equal? 50 and 2/3. Yes. Listen, think about it this way. What is 9 times 5? Yes, you do. What's 9 times 5? 45. So, is 45 plus some extra pretty close to 50? Yeah. So you're on the right track. Listen, I need you to practice it again. Like, I want to make sure we can flow with the calculator thing. You hit, clear it out. Do it one more. Let's make sure we can get this fraction thing. I'm assuming everybody's practicing with me here, people. Anybody need a calculator? Miss somebody? Okay, so 9, and I literally say ABC between it because I'm a goofball, and that's just me. So I go 9 ABC1 ABC2 times 5 ABC1 ABC3. Now, I want to show you a few things. Okay, I need you to look at the screen. I know they're like amazing to you in your hands. Look up here real quick. Do you see the little, I call them backwards L's or whatever? Okay, that's where you hit the fraction button. I need you to get used to seeing that. Okay. Then, right here is a spacer. That's like a space between the whole number and the fraction. I think you're getting that, but I just want you to see it. Here's the weird part. I need you to do your homework. It shouldn't be weird. And I need you to get used to the calculator using homework. So that you don't walk up to me on the day of the test. You can't walk up to me and say, did I get this right? I can't tell you. You got to know if it's right or not. And like if you entered it right. You can't walk up to me the day of the test and say, how do I put that fraction in again? Like, you got to know. So we got like 2 weeks to practice. Okay? Like, we won't have a test for 2 weeks. But I need you to know how to do it. Okay? Parents, if you're listening or whatever, that ABC button is the magic fraction button. Okay? If you add, if you subtract, it simplifies it for you. Yay! Okay, but here's the key. What if you don't have a calculator? I would, yes. What if you take it out tonight to buy one?
Use your phone.
Yeah. Okay, parents took your phone away from you. Now what are you doing? Listen, you should, like, we start out with paper and pencil for a reason. And it's so in case you don't have the calculator, you can do it. But we multiply fractions. So you can't come into me and say, but I didn't have a calculator. Like, gotta do it. Okay? So now that we learned the cute little fraction button, okay? ABC right there. Now, let's go down to the next part. We're going to finally, I know, this is where I hear, like in my sleep, I hear falling calculators for like the rest of the year. Seriously. Okay, so now they want us to find the area of the shaded region. I need you to look at this because this is more 6th grade material where you only need the outside. So what do you do? Go ahead. You're fine. I skipped it in last class too. I'm sorry. Go back number 4. I did it in I think all but one class. Number 4. Area equals base times height. Area equals, what's the base on this one? 4. I know it's up here, but it's the same, so that is 4. And the height is 8. If you don't know, you now get lucky because you can even do 4 times 8 in your calculator. Feet squared. And yes, you get to use a calculator on a test. Okay. Set 32 feet squared. I assumed you knew that, but maybe you didn't. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you. Now, the calculator like gods have come down and talked to us. Okay. Find the area of the shaded region. Number 5. Listen. You have to start out by finding one shape, which is the big rectangle, and we got to get rid of the parallelogram. I kind of call it like we're going to cut this part out and throw it away. And when we throw it away, what kind of math is that? Subtraction. You got it. Okay. So, starting out, what is the formula for the area of a rectangle? This is 5th grade. Area equals what? BH. It's the same thing, right? BH. So, my base is what? 31. Listen, I'm looking at this rectangle. Get with me, people. 31 And my height is 18. Yes, even I use the handy dandy calculator. I got 558. Okay. Millimeters, mm, and because it's area, it's squared. Now I need you to think about this. This is this whole purple box. This is all of this. I mean the whole thing. Now I need to find the area of the parallelogram, right? Okay, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do it again. Just the parallelogram, though. Well, my base in the parallelogram is 13. My height is 6. And I get 78 millimeters squared. Does everybody see what I'm doing? Just multiplying. Now I need you to think about it. That is this part of the shape. What do I do if I want to get rid of that part? Subtract, yeah. So I'm going to take my 558 and subtract 78. And this is where the calculator, like, you shouldn't get it wrong if you're truly checking it. And I did it with paper pencil, but whoa, 1 second. 480. So 480 millimeters squared. Now, sit down. It's just because I'm recording, it took an extra second. Listen, here is the thing. Your assignment is down here in the corner, otherwise known as on the homework board. But it is in the red textbook. It starts on 525. It goes to 526. I will also try to take a picture of it and send it out and remind later. Okay? If you've got a new device, you're going to want to add remind. I just thought about that. Okay. Calculator. Wait a second. Can't wait for the calculator. Are you set to talk to me later? Let's do a calculator. Wait a second. Wait a second. I got to have 18. 17, because there's one over there. Okay. One more. Okay, 5, 6 more. 7 more. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. 1, 2. You may go. Don't leave next time.
Oh, yes,
Oh, I'll get you my name. My name is now.
You can try. I just don't know the keys on the phone. That's the only thing. So you can, that's why I haven't quit recording yet. You can try to use your phone, but you can't use your phone in class. It's the only problem. And then you just kind of have to, you can Google maybe on your phone too and say, is there a fraction button on my iPhone, whatever. And that'll kind of help you maybe. Excuse me. Okay? Does that help a little bit? I know, it's weird. I'm going to do on this video the last two real quick, only because I just want to make sure we know what we're doing. You're watching this video. Number 6 is just like number 5. I'm going to start out with the area of the parallelogram for this one. And it is 21 times 12. I'm sorry, I'm one step behind, so I'm doing it out loud for my video. So I got 252. And then the rectangle, no, it's funny, I haven't gotten to number 6 with any classes. Me neither. Is 13 times 7. Okay, and you would subtract 252 minus 91 6. I'm having a moment there. Inches squared. Area equals. There we go. So that would be that final answer.
Now, the last one I want to do is this one.
Yeah, I'm going to do number 7 only because they have to almost work this thing backwards. On number 7, and there's one like this on the homework, it says that it's a parallelogram, and so the formula would be B times H. They tell you that it's 78 square feet. That means 78 goes under the area. They tell you that the height is 6, and they want to know the base. Well, we learned this a while back, but 6 times B, to get B all by itself down here, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide by 6, leaving me with B equaling 12. So it ends up being the base equals 12 feet. Okay, just try those with the missing base or height tonight, and I will go over those tomorrow. Our homework tonight is page 525 and 526, 7 through 18. And if you're watching the video, you can look at it real quick right here, if I can find my copy on a good day. It's not looking like it's a good day, though. Oh, I know what it is. I had a new student. So, here it is. This is what it should look like, 525. And we're starting with number 7, 8, 9, 10, and then all the way down through 16. Flip it over, and on the back, these two, 17 and 18. And there you go. Try them. Try them. Try them. Write the formulas. Thank you. Bye.